Hi, it's Danny, and through the 50s and 60s, Longford had its very own Grand Prix racing track. Can you believe that? Only 20 k's out of Launceston, northern Tasmania, up to 80,000 people attended not one, but 2 Grand Prix. And they drove cars like this. How exciting. But unfortunately over the years, the history slowly disappeared. But with thanks to the Longford Motorama, it's bringing back the glory days. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell for notifications. It's time to take a look around. I have Justin Brown here, the Chief Coordinator of an awesome show. Justin, you must be happy with the turnout, considering it's a 3-day event.
Danny, we're ecstatic.
Yeah.
Look, it's been a long time in the planning. We've had a lot of support.
Yes.
For what the concept is, and the concept is to make sure that the memorabilia and the history and the events of what occurred in Longford back in the halcyon days in the late 50s, early 60s.
And for me, I can remember it, but it did disappear for a while, and you guys are bringing it all back, which is so important.
It is, and look, it's simply the legends of the day and the drivers. They're all here today, and they just are tickled pink.
So give us a few names.
Okay, Don Elliott.
Don Elliott,
Barry Cassidy, Darryl Wilcox, John McCormick.
I mean, you can't let these names go away.
No, these names can't. They did an awful lot for motor racing.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of these guys built and prepared and ran their cars.
Yeah.
They competed against not only on the Tasmanian, Australian, but overseas stages. Bob Jane raced here, all the big names, but it shouldn't be forgotten too that the Longford track actually came into being as a result of the bikes. When the Northern Midlands Events Association wanted to put this event on and they contacted myself and Rob Knott, we jumped at the opportunity to be involved.
Knott here is the museum coordinator at a fantastic event, the Longford Motorama. What does this event mean to you, Rob?
Oh, it's just bringing back the memories of one of the great circuits in the world.
And it was a great circuit, and you're part of the racing fraternity, so to speak. Your dad raced here, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and well, we got to remember, we had people coming from all over the world, the top drivers.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that should be remembered.
And you guys were local because you owned the local service station, didn't you?
We we're not the local one, but it was just out of town, and we just had people like Bob Jane and all that stay at our place, and they were sponsored by Shell, and our service station was Shell, and we had race cars there also, it was a big event.
Let's have a look at the museum. The bar is a standout. I would like it sitting prime position in my lounge room. How long did it take you to make that?
I was at 4 o'clock start 2 mornings ago, and with an angle grinder, and
Really? Just a couple of days?
Yeah, just a couple of days, and got someone to work on the pipe system. And
so if you're coming down to Tassie next year for next year's event, because I know it's going to go ahead, make sure you check out this museum. I mean, I asked Rob earlier, what's the best thing to look at? He said there's just too many things to look at. Well, all the best for today, and it must be just great listening to all the conversations today between groups of people that are walking around here.
Yeah, it's good, and it brings a lot of the older people out who used to be here, and conversations, and stories. Great time.
So, a question without notice: what is your most vivid memory of the actual racing track?
Coming out in the freezing cold in a sports car with just a shirt on, and I remember it's the coldest I think I've ever been in my life.
Call him Frank the Legend, of course. People would have seen him as he was the very famous man on the Tasman Bridge when it actually collapsed in Hobart, and he had that monaro just hanging off the edge of the bridge. But we're not talking about that today. Frank actually used to race at the Longford racetrack. What sort of car did you actually race, Frank?
I've still got the old FE.
Have you really?
Down there, it's still the original paint.
Yeah.
And all that. It was I bought it brand new.
Yeah.
Off Motors, and the 19. I raced at Baskerville for a while. And then I got the itchy feet, so I wanted to come to Longford. So it cost me £20 for the entry fee to the Longford.
Yeah,
in
right.
1962. It was 3 weeks' pay.
Oh my goodness.
For the
Really?
entry fee. So
driving those old cars, I tell you what, they must have had a bit of play in the steering wheel back then, wouldn't they? Going around those corners, they have a bit of body roll, not like the modern cars.
Oh no!
You were really driving them back then, weren't you?
You had to go in underneath the viaduct because it had the old bench seats.
Oh yeah.
And down under the viaduct.
Oh, you'd slide across the bench seat. Oh my
slide
goodness.
on the bench seat, and you had no. You only had
a little elapsed slash belt. Yeah.
Yeah. And the day I come up on the Friday and drove the car all the way from Hobart.
Yeah. The FE you're talking about.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Drove that, and they parked me next to Sir Jack Brabham.
Did they really?
Parked me, and anyhow, I was checking my tyres, and using the old pump.
Oh, was you?
And Sir Jack tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "It's a compressor there."
Oh, wow.
Use that.
How good is that? You will never forget that.
I never picked.
No. He also does a good whiskey as well, so very famous. Frank the Legend, everybody. This is one of those very special days where people talk about the history of the Longford racing track. Jonathan here was walking around. I just had to grab him because look at some of these photos that Jonathan's got. This is Jonathan here as a child, and he's with Graham Hill there. Not only Graham Hill, we've got, who's this one? This is Jim Clark. We've got Jim Clark, Jack Brabham, if you don't mind, and Jackie Stewart.
First time I came to Longford was 1960.
Yeah.
And Dad used to get a pit ticket.
Oh, wow.
And also get me everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
and used to line you up with the photos, and of course after the photos at the next event you get them signed.
To get them signed by the drivers the following year.
Do you know how special those photos are? They are very special indeed.
Yeah. Well, the memories are fantastic. I got to meet all my childhood heroes.
I was going to say, what's this day mean to you? It would be all those memories.
Going back to those memories.
Yeah.
I think the best thing about Longford was how relaxed it was.
Yes.
How friendly the drivers were. Graham Hill was extremely friendly. We spent quite some time with him on a very hot day with him while he was talking to my mother.
Please keep those photos close to your chest because they are just great memories, and thank you so much for joining us today, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Got Shane here from the Small Ford Owners Club. Welcome along to the Longford Motorama. Why is it so important for you guys to support such an event?
We like to be seen, so we like to get out and about. We do basically all the shows statewide and support especially those where all the proceeds are going to charities.
How many people are involved in your club at the moment, roughly?
I would say we've probably got about 80 cars statewide.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it is a good community thing to get together and talk like-minded stuff.
Great to get together. Like we've got the Mark III over here.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen him for 5 years.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. Okay, let's talk about your little car, little 440 behind us, little Cortina. So you prefer the 2 litre over the 1600?
It had the 2 litre in it when I got it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So there was a little bit of stuff done to it.
You might back me up on this, but I'm sure the 1600 was a much more reliable engine than the 2 litre, wasn't it?
I would have to say yes.
Yeah. Because I had an Escort panel van that ran a 1600. My brother had the 2 litre in his, forever breaking down, and I think that mine's still going.
Well, I haven't had a scrap of trouble.
Yeah.
But it had been rebuilt before I got the car.
And the value of these little cars is just going through the roof at the moment, isn't it?
It certainly is, and I can only see it improving in years to come.
Yeah.
Because they are becoming collector's items.
They are. Thanks very much for coming along today. The Small Ford Owners Group for supporting such a great event today.
Great to be here, Danny.
got Brian here. He's got a Mark III Cortina. I can remember Dad buying one of these on hire purchase, couldn't afford it, and he got it repossessed. But boy, did that thing go. Welcome here today to the Longford Motorama. How long have you had this car?
I bought it brand new in 1973, Easter 1973.
Wow. And they're fully luxury, aren't they, really? It's the XLE pack, isn't it?
Yeah, they're comfortable. Yeah. You can drive it all day and not know it.
And it's got the big 6-cylinder under the bonnet.
Yep.
And would you agree with me? Boy, do they go.
They go.
They really, really go.
Yeah.
Underestimated the power, weren't they?
Yeah. I could get up to, well, in the old days, 90 mile an hour real quick.
Yeah. Now, do you like coming along to events like this?
I do.
Yeah,
they're great. Yeah.
You can sit there and talk to. I noticed there's a blue one. Very much the same as yours.
Yeah, and that apparently was bought new in Adelaide too, which is
okay.
Because over here, they when they first come out, they only come out as a bronze.
Yeah,
colour.
they did. Yeah, bronze, and a few white ones too.
Yeah.
Have you looked at the numbers to see if they nearly correspond?
No, I haven't. No,
that'd be good to check that out, Brian, wouldn't it?
It would be. Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Well, I hope you're enjoying yourself here today, mate.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for bringing along this. This is a memory tripper for me.
Yeah.
And if my father's watching this, he won't like the idea that I mentioned that he'd got his car repossessed.
No.
But boy, going along the straight towards Devonport, Dad, remember that? My goodness, you scared the hell out of me. Great to catch up with John Talbot. He's brought along the Mustang, it's still currently racing, isn't it, John?
Yes, my word is, Danny. It's raced it last weekend at Baskerville.
And how'd you go?
We won our class.
He took away the cookies, which is really good. Now, it's a great event, isn't it? What does it mean to you, this event, and the fact that we're trying to revive it again? Bring back its former glory, the history.
I'm a Longford person. I'm born and bred in Longford. I've run businesses in Longford.
Yeah.
And to me, I can remember when the Alec Mildren team come down with Kevin Barton and so forth.
Oh, wow.
Frank Gardner. They used to pit in my late uncle's garage in the main street of Longford.
Oh, you've got some great memories.
So for me, this is more, well, very hard to my heart, really.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah.
So I've been a part of the committee, not a big part of the committee. There's other people that have put more into it than what I have. But to see the amount of people that have flowed in here today on Saturday to this event has been really pleasantly surprised.
And those conversations, John, that people are having, and it's all the talk about, when I was young, I can remember someone hitting the wall here or doing something, or getting a flat tyre and changing it manually. And I think it's that real basic thing that used to happen is what is the draw card to it all, isn't it?
Yes, the last meeting I was 10 years old in 1968, and I went with my childhood hero Gene Cook, which we've got a replica of Gene Cook's Fiat 1500, which raced here in 67.
Yeah.
But in 68, Gene raced a early model Holden, a blue early model Holden.
Awesome.
And I think to get into the pits in those days, I think Gene might have either sat me in the back seat of the car so I could get into the pits, or in the boot. I'm not quite sure, but I think it was the back seat of the car.
I would love to have been around in those days. It'd be fantastic. No rules either.
No rules. For a young guy growing up,
I
only got to race on the circuit illegally instead of legally when I got my licence.
I think by the people, by the committee, people like yourself getting behind it, and just all the buzz and the talk, I'm pretty sure the future's going to be pretty good. Thank you so much for bringing the Mustang along and starting it up and blowing my eardrums out, and wish you all the best of luck with it.
Thank you, Danny. Thanks very much.
Well, best of luck with it all.
Thanks, Danny.
I'm sure it's going to be a really excellent future. Like I said, the vibe is just awesome. So if you're ever coming down to Tasmania, make sure you drop into Longford. It's only about 20 k's out of Launceston in the city, but all the history is just really building out here, and it's just a big trip down memory lane, Justin.
Thanks very much, Danny. Appreciate your help and support, mate.
No worries at all.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you.
Well, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed my coverage of Longford Motorama. Can you believe this is an LS1 Commodore engine in this mighty beast behind me? Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel and press that little bell for instant notifications. Until next time, see you later.